good morning, warriors. Welcome to the lesson 4. Today we are going to see an important topic, the batteries and how the batteries run and how the first battery about Alessandro Volta run. If you remember the video that I gave as an introduction, talk about a little bit or a brief story about batteries and how the batteries run. I gave two videos. The first video talk about Alessandro Volta, and the process of the history of how it project or his ideas, his project and his ideas run. And the second video about the first battery, right? About the Cooper and the disc of metal that work with acid. Bueno, the video explain a lot about batteries. Today we are going to see this lesson, and the next class is the meat, and we are going to discuss the answers. Okay, the next week we are going to run the lesson 5 and probably the lesson 6 to finish. The most important is the lesson 5 because I want the lesson 4 and the lesson 5 ready with the classwork and finish all the classwork of this quarter. The second quarter is in the last part. So we need to advance, we need to focus. I know that some of you don't have electricity. We have or we pass a bad moment with the hurricane, and I know that some of you, most of you, didn't have electricity for more than 5 days. So super difficult, I understand. For the reason I'm giving time for present the classwork until December 11. Okay, guys, let's go to the lesson 4. In the lesson 4, talk about the power in a little package, right? Okay, so today we are going to see where does the power in a battery come from? This is the question. Today we are going to read a little bit about batteries, something that is not new for you because you watched the video. If you didn't watch it, I recommend to watch before to watch this video. So our modern world runs on electrical power. Yes, it's correct, it's true. Outlets line the walls of our homes so that electricity is always at the ready, right? But each year more of the they need energy, right? Wait, I'm going to plug the charger. I'm using electricity because my battery is off. So it's about the topic right now is charging. Okay, so the this more of the devices we use are wireless. They need energy that doesn't come with a cord. They need batteries. What does mean cord? Is the cable of the charger, right? The charger. This is a cord. Look, here. This is a cord. So they need energy that doesn't come with a cord. They need batteries. Batteries. I have an example of a remote control with batteries. In this case, two batteries that give energy to this device. Right? This device has a laser. A pointer is a laser that work with the sensor of the TV to change the channels, volume, and everything with the batteries, right? So the batteries are important. Something important that you have to understand about the batteries is that the battery has two parts, the positive and the negative charge. The positive charge and the negative charge. It's important to understand that batteries has those two charges, right? So se me cayó la batería. I don't know where it's. Okay. I have one to make the explanation. So, batteries have been used for years to run devices like watches, radios, or in cameras. Anything that needs power on the go uses battery. There are their little packages of energy, right? Just waiting to be put to use. Very good. Okay, it's important to know about these important topics. In the 18s, right? Alessandro Volta put acid soaked paper between pieces of copper and zinc, and he found that when he did this, electricity flowed from the copper through the acid in and into the zinc. Volta made a tall stack of this metal and acid sandwiches. So electricity, imagine, right? Copper disc with the zinc disc and the acid between produce electricity. Todo eso está en el video que ya lo había puesto. If you didn't watch the video, do it. So electricity flowed through the stack and the first useful battery was born. Oh my God. One of the most important inventions by Alessandro Volta. Today's batteries use different metals, but the idea is still the same. Acid causes electricity to flow from one metal into the other. Electricity must flow through a device to make it run. Aha. In other words, electricity goes in, but it has to come back out too. This movement is called the circuit. Okay, guys, the circuit is important to understand, and a circuit only moves in one direction. When you place a battery into a device, it becomes part of the circuit. Electricity flows from the battery into the device, back into the battery, back into the device, and so on until you break the circuit. Important information about this topic. Okay, so each end of battery is labeled either positive or negative. Positive, negative. The ends of the battery, each end of battery is labeled either positive and negative. Electricity flows out of the battery toward the negative side. Negative electrons, electricity, electrons, negative. Again, electricity flows out of the battery toward the negative side. The ends are labeled so the battery goes into the device in the right direction. The right direction. Many batteries, obviously, we have energy in the two directions, right? Obviously, but the rating said that electricity go in the negative because it's electricity. So many batteries only produce electricity for a short time once their chemicals are used up. The battery is dead. Some batteries, through, are made of metals and chemicals that can be recharged when electricity is run. Through these batteries, their chemicals and metals go back to the way and they were when the battery was new. Oh my God. It's time to the classwork and define the answers of the questions. We're going to have the meet and we are going to discuss the questions. The first question is, circle, right? Batteries contain metals, acid, energy, all of the above. Oh my God, super easy, all of the above, right? Number two, electricity flows out of the end of the battery, negative, positive, top, both A and B. Negative. Electricity flows out of the negative end of the battery, always to the right. Remember the reading said negative and positive because negative and then go to the positive, but the answer is negative. Or your answer can be A or B is correct too. For me, it's negative because the reading said that it's negative. The flows always run to the right, and the right part is the. If you see my battery, for example, is the negative part or the negative ends of the battery. Number 3, electricity flow from one metal to another in Volta's experiment because number 1, sorry, letter A, the metal were touching, the metal were stuck, acid was placed between the metals, Volta connect them to an electrical outlet. So which one is the answer? Acid was placed between the metals. For the reason the electricity flowed from one metal to another in Volta's experiment because the acid was placed between our metals. All the metals were stuck. What does it mean stuck? Stuck. Look in the dictionary this word if you want stuck. I think option B can be the answer or option C. Read and if you see what does mean stuck, I think it's when two pieces of two materials are like in this position in this problem. But for me the acid is important. The acid was placed between the metals. For the reason the electricity flow from one metal to another, the acid produce oxidation and produce the electricity. This is for me the answer. But always look for the word stuck. Okay. In the last page of the classwork. If you place a battery right into a device in the wrong direction, the device won't work. Explain why. It's super easy, right? Because every device, right, in this case this remote control, has positive port and a negative port. The battery has a positive and negative ends. If I put it in the other side, it's not going to run because the electricity is not going to flow, the energy is not going to flow with its ports. Cada tiene un puerto, cada dispositivo tiene un puerto positivo y negativo. If the battery is not connect or plug it correct, it's not going to flow or it's not going to pass this energy to or into the device. Is obviously the position is important because the ports and the poles or the end of the battery need to be touched, right? We need contact. So, and the last one is a system, right? This is unifying concepts or processes. A system is anything that has parts that work together. Correct, is true. The system is something or anything that has parts that work together. Is correct. So explain how a battery is a system. It's a system. Why? Because we have different parts working together. Which are the parts? In this case, the example is copper, zinc, acid, and in other batteries we have other elements or other materials, right? So if they work together, we have a battery. So it's the same, right? So I think you're not going to confuse in the answers. And system, when we have different parts working together, is a system. Okay, so you're not going to confuse. I think it's super easy and it's coming in the exam. Alessandro Volta. Okay, guys, love you so much. See you in the next class in the meet, and we are going to discuss the topics. I want to hear you and prepare your questions if you have about the lessons. Love you so much. Bye bye.